Hello, my name is Totaro. I'm the founder and CEO of market research firm IntelStor. Welcome to your weekly dose of truth to power. Truth to Power examines data driven insights for the energy sector with a focus on renewables. On this special episode, I'm going to talk through IntelStor's forecast for the global onshore wind energy sector from our latest research note, which was published this week. As part of our ongoing efforts to provide total energy market transparency, we have developed a new forecast for onshore wind energy. But before I dive in, let me first share a bit about our research methodology. Global energy market analysis requires obtaining data from multiple sources, including governments and energy ministries, as well as non governmental agencies. IntelStor tracks capacity installed, power generated by fuel type, public investments in various technologies by fuel type, as well as feed-in tariffs. Now, any data obtained from public sources has been verified by IntelStor through a rigorous process of data validation. This includes using satellite imagery to confirm the installation of the power generation facility and confirmation of the size, output, the OEM equipment in use, identification of the project developer, the asset owner, as well as commercially important data such as the capital cost to construct the project, the power purchase agreement price at which the power is sold, and the maintenance cost. This forecast was developed by looking at the actual pipeline of projects under development. This differs from a lot of other companies that only look at either economic-based forecasts or some other methodology. The expected online date of new facilities is reflected in the time horizon we're sharing. This results in a more accurate picture of expected power generation capacity compared to those economic-based growth models. We've got a verifiable accuracy for IntelStor forecasts that's within plus or minus 10% of the actual reported data when we go and look back historically. Now, to onshore wind. By 2030, the onshore wind energy market should see a total of more than 1.74 terawatts of installed capacity, with the Asia-Pacific region alone installing almost 1.1 terawatts of that capacity. While the Asia-Pacific region will obviously continue to be led by China, many Asia-Pacific countries have an opportunity to benefit from the regional supply chain that was developed there. Vietnam, Australia, the Philippines, and Thailand are all poised to continue to see growth at an impressive rate. Japan has already begun to undertake some significant repowering activity for many of their legacy Mitsubishi wind turbines that were installed there more than 20 years ago. Other Asia-Pacific countries, such as Laos and Indonesia, will also contribute to regional growth, but many countries with good wind resource availability do not have adequate transmission infrastructure to fully exploit their potential. Europe will retain its place as the most complete region for onshore wind energy, with many Western European countries looking to repower an aging fleet. What I mean by most complete is that virtually every country within Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, EU member country or not, almost every country's got at least one utility scale wind turbine installed there. Germany, Spain, Portugal, Denmark, and the UK will lead the charge for repowering and overall market growth in the European region. In the meantime, Ireland, France, Italy, Poland, Turkey, and many Eastern European countries are looking to decrease dependence on imported or even domestic fossil fuels, so they will also start to make a more meaningful contribution here within the next 5 to 10 years. Sweden and Norway have had recent challenges with permitting, which has limited capacity additions in the past few years. Estonia has a plan for new capacity auctions, and Finland is also looking to increase their energy independence through wind power. The Americas region will continue to be led by the USA despite the slowdown, which is expected to pinch the market prior to 2030. There's a small but noteworthy possibility that some federal subsidies will be restored in a new political cycle beginning in 2029, but significant damage has already been done to investor confidence in even the onshore wind market, let alone the offshore wind market there. And supply chain companies who had sought to invest in a thriving market in the USA, just 2 years ago have all but pulled up stakes. In the meantime, Chile, Argentina, and Mexico are also poised to add some significant new capacity in the coming years as well throughout the Americas region. Mexico, in particular, suffered from policy uncertainty for so long that many investors and project developers had left the market entirely. But if you've been following recent auctions there, they've had a significant amount of oversubscription to their recent capacity tenders. A lot of project developers that had left the Mexican market are now being enticed back with guarantees of renewable energy capacity auctions and sizable projects which are enough to whet their appetite. Many other Central and South American countries, such as Guatemala, Honduras, and Peru, are also undertaking more consistent rhythm of capacity auctions, which is drawing project developer and investor interest. Coupled with the introduction of bilateral power contracts, these countries are matching their energy and electricity market structures to those of other industrialized countries, which opens the door for a wide array of project financiers who would not otherwise show interest in the market. In the Africa and Middle Eastern region, South Africa may lead the way at the moment, but Europe and Morocco are seeking to exploit their abundant available resources and reduce their dependence on available hydropower, which has exposure to some climate related water scarcity risks. Ethiopia, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Kenya are also building up their installed capacity significantly to increase their domestic electricity supply from renewable sources. And investors from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have been putting money heavily into renewable energy assets around the world as a financial portfolio diversification strategy. Think Masdar and PIF. While Saudi Arabia has significant land for both wind and solar PV, they must continue a significant build out of their transmission infrastructure in order to facilitate the necessary power offtake. Given the current circumstances, the Saudis believe that now more than ever, the diversity away from fossil fuels is imperative to their long term success in the global energy sector. And in the meantime, the UAE has some installed capacity of wind energy, but they prefer to support the wind sector through project investment vehicles, which allow them to reap returns in markets with more optimal wind resources. Thank you for joining me this week. I'm Philip Totaro, and this has been your weekly dose of truth to power. Follow us on IntelStor's YouTube channel as well as your favorite audio platforms, and visit www.intelstore.com to join more than 250,000 subscribers to our renewable energy data solutions. A new research note with the latest analysis from IntelStor is out this week. In it, we take a deep dive into the forecast for the onshore wind energy market. IntelStor subscribers can access it online now, so register today. And tickets are on sale now for the next Wind Summit event in Houston, Texas on the 3rd to 4th of November, 2026. Visit www.windsummit.org and join hundreds of your industry colleagues to discuss all the latest trends in O&M. We've got speakers and panelists lined up from companies like NextEra, EDPR, EDF, Pattern Energy, ExxonMobil, WEG, and more. So don't miss out. Register today. We hope to see you there.